It is good that I've spent my time improving myself and didn't waste it since the start of this year, but there's still so much left to do before the deadline.
What change have you made before? You're still the same, and you've achieved so little. Do you think you're better?
Of course, I've done what I wouldn't have dared to do for years.
You think you're confident? You're still weak and powerless. You will make the same mistakes, and no one can rely on you. Come on, tell me, what are you good at?
Weakness is undeniable. We are all weak. Perfection is an illusion, like a mirage.
If you can't achieve everything within yourself, you won't be able to do anything.
Leave me alone!
Anything.
Welcome to my little empire. Do you have grand visions of yourself in the future? Do you wish to have an unbeatable personality with unique abilities, or be the smartest man everywhere to impress people? Welcome to the illusion of perfection. When I was a teenager, I had so many visions of myself and who I wanted to be in the coming days. I saw myself as the strongest man with a brilliant mind, mastering many fields and commanding respect and awe from everyone. I saw myself a historical legend, one that wouldn't repeat, capable of changing the world with my achievements. It's great to have high ambitions and want to be the best. Can you tell us please, what's your plan? I don't know, but I have a list. I wanted to achieve them all. Really? I set an impossible goals, so impossible that even Einstein with his old genius couldn't accomplish them. The good, I started. The bad, I got stuck at the first obstacle I couldn't overcome. I kept procrastinating and delaying, which made me despise myself more and more. So ended the worst year of my life, achieving nothing but self-hatred and contempt. Don't forget to subscribe and let's get started. Let's step away from the perfection for a while. Perfection is a wonderful thing to strive for, and it can be approached in two ways. The first is to work always on improving and developing yourself throughout the life. And the second is that you will never truly reach it. Why? Because there is no perfect human on earth, and on your journey toward the perfection, you accept that you are weak and incomplete. You will never be whole, claiming strength and controlling over everything in human traits that contradict your other fears and emotions. Weakness is a human trait that inherited in us, and recognizing and acknowledging it is one of our strengths that motivates human to grow and develop. You might wonder if we are weak. Then why do we see historical leaders figured with power, dominance, and an era of authority that never leaves them? They remain steadfast in all circumstances, and they never seem to falter, even in movies. The truth is, many try to polish their image in front of everyone with his appearance. But the reality is, this person knows his fears and weaknesses inside them, and may collapse in front of you like a child. They think that crying, weakness, and sadness harm their image, so they suppress them and control them through self-discipline. Dr. Mohammed Ibrahim says, a person's crying and admitting their need is not the problem. The problem is when a person pretends the opposite of what they feel. Fear, anger, and sadness are all human emotions that don't make you flawed. In fact, they often help you physically and mentally. True strength is not on suppressing them. There are three types of perfectionism. The first, perfection toward the others. This is when a person expects everyone around them to be perfect. Phrases like, The people I love must succeed and give their best at work. The people around me should never leave me feeling lonely. These kinds of expectation make a person demand too much from the others, putting them under consistent pressure to live up to unrealistic standards. If that person was a manager, don't be surprised if they mock you just because your shirt isn't ironed. This kind of perfectionism creates impossible expectations and causes anger over the smallest things. Number 2. Perfectionism to please others. This is driven by beliefs such as, the more I succeed, the higher people's expectations of me become. It is hard to meet others' expectations and make them happy. People get disappointed because of my mistakes. Pleasing others is one of the strongest motivations behind perfectionism. We start glorifying people and putting their needs above our own, prioritizing what they want over what we want. This leads to endless anxiety in trying to satisfy everyone, this person, that person, and all the rest. The solution is to pay attention to yourself and ask, what do I want? Instead of, what do they want? Learn to say no to some requests and ignore others' judgments about you. As the saying goes, pleasing people is an impossible goal. Now we get to the point of this video. By the way, how is my haircut? Isn't cool? Okay, number 3. Self-oriented perfectionism. This is one of the strongest forms of perfectionism, and it's mean treating yourself with harshness. You set extremely high standards, expect bigger achievements, force yourself to work harder and harder, and refuse to make any mistake. Dr. Mohammed shares one of his sessions. A young girl, very hardworking, had achieved things no one her age had ever achieved. Yet she came to him broken down, unhappy with herself, and seeking advice. He asked her, "What does all this mean to you?" She said, "It means I'm weak, that I haven't achieved enough, and that's just the way it is." For 4 months she had been treating herself this way, and the result was that her soul only grew weaker. We often think that harshness is the solution, that we should never allow ourselves to feel weak, just to feel satisfied with ourselves for a short time. Many psychological studies point to the power of self-compassion, accepting yourself as you are, without harsh judgment or endless pressure. But self-compassion doesn't mean pampering yourself or giving up on growth. It means finding balance between discipline and kindness toward yourself. And remember, staying busy with your own improvement protects you from unnecessary pain. The Prophet Muhammad once said, "There are 2 blessings which many people waste, the health and free time." In other words, wasting time is a kind of loss. In 2003, a British study researchers found that people most vulnerable to stress and depression were those with perfectionistic tendencies, especially the ones who avoid problems after their first failure, a pattern known as avoidance coping. Setting impossible goals and fearing failure is the perfect recipe for self-destruction. Remind us that even the Prophet Muhammad says, every human being will face moments of weakness. That doesn't mean you are a failure, it means you are a human. So the lesson here is simple. Do what's on your control and set realistic standards, and be content with your result as long as you've given your best. 4 tips to deal with perfectionism. First, choose your priorities. Set realistic standards and focus on what truly matters. It is okay to be ambitious, just make sure your goals are reachable. As the saying goes, learn everything about one thing, and one thing about everything. Number 2, experiment. Perfectionists hate mistakes, but trial and error are the foundation of real growth. 3, reward yourself. Celebrate small wins. Even unfinished goals deserve recognition. This keeps your motivation alive and prevents burnout. 4, work smart. Effort alone isn't enough. Make sure your hard work is directed at the right things. Balance your ambition with rest and clarity. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and benefited from this episode. And don't forget to subscribe. The next video will explore the core beliefs and how they silently shape your thoughts and behavior. Peace to those who came, and farewell to those who left.